going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this we're unboxing and setting up the 2024 Spirit Halloween Poppy Strings Animatronic. Now, this guy retails for $309.99, although I did not pay that because employee discount is epic and awesome. I would not have bought him for $310, I'm gonna be honest. I think 20% I probably would have, but the 30% is even better. Anyway, right off the bat, one thing I have to complain about, and it's this. You know the old slide technique where you take the box and slide it? Yeah, it didn't work. I don't know why. I think the handle got stuck or something, but I could not get it out. You see me, I leave in me struggling here, and I ended up ripping the cardboard, and I just was like, whatever, we're just gonna rip it open to get everything out. Not the box itself, the inner box, which I still couldn't get out, by the way, when it was empty. I don't know what the heck the problem was. You see, I almost have the box upside down here, and it's still not coming out. So, yeah. Anyway, in my Discord, I had somebody ask me when I posted showing that I had got this guy, or indicating, or whatever. They asked why, and my honest opinions on him, his voice is not horrible. It fits his character. I think his lines are a little cheesy, but I love the way he looks, and because I have Little Daisy and the Maestro, I think those two will work very well together because they're both puppeteer-themed. And yeah, this dude is massive. Here's his head, as you can see, and it looks very nice. The only thing is, he has a little fabric on, like, the, I guess, middle of his neck. I'll pull out the head, I think, more in a second here. The wires got stuck under a pole. But I think it's the base pole, actually. Now you see his head. That little fabric is so his mouth can open better, which I don't really mind. Honestly, though, I feel like he's built well. I'll talk more about it as we get into it. And you can see here everything just gets stuck on everything. And I couldn't get it out. I was like, maybe since it's partially empty, I can get it out now. But I couldn't, so I just had to pull everything out as is, including cardboard. There's a little hat. Flimsy hat, but it does the job. Overall, though, yeah, honestly, he's one of the cooler props this year, in my opinion. When he originally was shown, or when his, image had dropped, or been leaked, or whatever, I was like, this guy's very cool, and he was kind of the main one on my radar. Demonic Gatekeeper was another one, which I have as well, obviously, because you've seen that video. But he wasn't on my radar as much, because I was worried about his height and him being small, but, he was not. One thing that's interesting about this guy, though, is I forgot what I was gonna say. That's really cool. Oh yeah, so he's marked as about 7'7". I think that's right. Yeah, I mean, I think he's about that height. I had to build him outside because he wouldn't fit inside where I would normally build things. But God dang it! I love words. He has a good 2 feet under him, and another good 1.5 feet over. I guess probably closer to a foot over his head. That's just kind of, open space, which I don't mind. I just find that interesting when you, think about his height. You're like, oh, yeah, 8 feet, that's massive. The puppet itself is still big. I mean, you saw his head, and you'll see how big he is when I start to build him. I'm, 6'1", so his head ends up taller than me, I believe. Yeah, his head is taller than me. His, shoulder frame is about up to my height or a little shorter. I can see over his shoulder still, but yeah, here you see everything. This guy has absurd amount of cardboard in his box. You can see it all piled up in the background, and there's obviously the other inner layer that I still couldn't get out. So anyway, starting with the setup, he's fairly simple. He's just kind of a pole, and then his body connects to the pole. I was originally concerned when I saw him in the store and I realized that he was string-powered. I was a little concerned on that. However, the mechanism is basically, it's a servo, I think it's a servo, it just has a metal, beam connected to it, and the beam just turns, which pulls the strings. I was concerned it was actually, using the strings specifically, but no, it is a servo powering just all of it together, which is kind of nice. I think that's pretty good. But he's sturdy. He has these, if you guys have any of the 12-footers, or have seen the 12-footers, you'll kind of know what what I'm talking about here. But he has these, little twisty knobs that go onto that stick into the poles to just support it a little bit more. I don't know how much they're necessary, and I don't know how much they do anything, but they're there. I guess it is better than just the spring pins holding up all of the weight, because those things pop out pretty easily. But anyway, There you see his control box and everything that just connects straight in front on one of the poles, and from there you're supposed to connect the adapter, which I found weird you were supposed to do it now in the instructions, because it never... Well, no, it probably does specify to close the Velcro. I just don't read the instructions that close. But, like, it tells you to go back there to do wires and stuff later, so I don't know why it didn't tell you to do the adapter at the end like usual. One thing I will also say, this isn't specific to Bobby Strings, it's mainly an SVI thing in general. So SVI makes their props, or obviously you know how they have the weatherproof props. I don't understand why with a prop like this, you don't take that one extra step. I mean, I get that he has the cardboard top, but I don't know, make it plastic. Like, he's not that far from being weatherproof. It's really just an adapter change, a couple wire changes, and that's really all. I don't understand. I mean, realistically, I don't know. Well, you'd think they would, because it's not like it's going to make them lose any more money, and you would imagine that people would pay more for these if they're weatherproof. But I don't know. I mean, they seem to be, for the most part, already weatherproof. Obviously, it is just the adapter that's kind of the main issue, and the loose or visible wiring. What am I doing right here? I forgot. Oh yeah, here's the legs. I was so confused looking at the instructions, because it said this leg was supposed to go on his, like, beige colored pant leg, and I was like, it's right, by the way, but it looked like the little fork prong was facing the wrong way. It turns out it's just, like, kind of weird, but it worked out. Anyway, this part is kind of annoying, as per usual, because with pant legs, especially when you have to pull it through like that, it's just weird, because you have to, like, I just ended up reaching through and pulling it from the, like, inside of his pant leg instead of trying to push it up, because I find that to be easier. But, yeah, here you see, basically, I guess the big thing here is just make sure the foot faces the right way. And funnily enough, he has those hooks, or the little loops where the hooks are supposed to go through. You'll see those later. And they actually ended up almost lining up perfectly. They don't stick through, as you can see right now, but when I had to go find them, it was literally just like I moved the fabric like an inch over and it was there, which was pretty good. I was kind of concerned they were going to get twisted or something. There you see I struggled to pick up the pant leg properly, but again, same thing. I reached through the back, and it just makes it a little bit easier to pull towards you rather than push away from you. And plus you have to find the forked prong on the inside anyway, so you might as well just get one step ahead of being on the inside. But yeah, there's his legs pretty much on. I struggled on that left leg for like 5 minutes putting a cotter pin in. That was pretty funny. I cut that out of the video because I don't think you guys wanted to see me bent over staring in a strange spot of him while trying to put a cotter pin on that you can't even see. Of course, I ended up doing the other leg, and I cut the video there. Alright, stopped the specific recording, and of course it took me like 3 seconds. The arms, I also did both arms, and then the cotter pins, just because I was like, that'll be easier for the video. But I guess I could have done all 4 limbs and then done the cotter pins after, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Here you see I am putting on his arms, and yeah, I honestly really like the way this guy looks. He's not anything crazy, I mean, but he's unique. That's I think the main reason that I was like, yes. When have we ever really gotten a wooden puppet prop like this that actually is a puppet? And for the size he's massive. There you see his shoulder frame is up to the head of mine. Unfortunately, his head is like double the size of mine, so he's a little bit tall. But yeah, if he was standing, he'd be shorter. I guess I have that much going for me, but I also notice his proportions feel weird. I mean, I get he's a puppet, but look how small his body looks. I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's a problem because, again, he's a puppet, but regardless, there you see the arms and everything are on, and now it's time for his big fat head. And there you see, it has a spring pin, which I like that SVI has been using spring pins for heads more often. Well, except for, I think, no, Gravestungle had one, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. He's behind me right now, still set up. I'm not taking him down because the less I have to set up towards Halloween, the better. But Yeah, and I'm just connecting wires right now. I figured I wouldn't cut that out. This part, you have to essentially unspool the wires. You see I haven't done that yet because I ended up doing that as I did the poles. But they were also twist-tied, which was kind of annoying, the double whammy. But here I'm connecting the top pole into it, and then you're supposed to slap the top pole onto his body, or I guess the back pole, and this is kind of where a lot of his height is. This thing is certainly up in the air. Also, it's heavy. I mean, it's not like 20 pounds heavy, but it's decently heavy to try to be awkwardly holding like that. You can see I'm kind of it's shaking a little bit as I'm trying to do this, but yeah, it was not horrible to get on. But and then look, more, actually not yet, I'm fixing his collar, but more wires. I guess I'll start talking about the string. So the front two strings connect to his legs and the back two connect to his arms. I didn't even read the instructions for that, although I did end up after just making sure. But yeah, and here you see I just kind of unspool. Originally I just pulled it, and it, well, pulled, you could kind of hear the motor going, wow. But yeah, and then I had to just kind of unspool it from the little spool, and I'm gonna keep those, probably end up when I put them back, just roll the string back up around them, because it helps to not have them all sort of tangled. I just right now, because I still have him partially up, I had to take that thing off because he wouldn't fit in the house, but I just like laid the strings on the cross and hoped that it worked. But yeah, I don't show me doing the unspooling. I do show me connecting the leg though, because that's kind of the cool and awesome part, where he turns from a limp puppet to something with a little bit more life. And yeah, here you see I find that literally instantly. And on the arms, they're like on his wrists, I believe. Yeah. And then here I'm also fixing the Velcro on his sleeves, because I didn't do that earlier. Yeah, overall, again, don't think he's worth $310, but if you can find him on sale or have like a 20% or something, absolutely. This guy's awesome. I have heard he's apparently faulty, but I don't really see where. I mean, if the strings break, then just replace them with thicker strings, you know? Or like, but I guess I can understand it a little bit, because that is kind of a weird motion still for a servo to be trying to pull off that much weight through a string. But I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's too bad. But anyway, with that being said, that's pretty much where I'm going to end this little thing. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, I will, as per usual, hit you with the old demo. And, yeah, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Who's the puppet and who pulls their strings? We'll soon find out when you're asleep tonight. I found some scissors to cut me down from here, and then I'll string you up in my place. Why, it's as simple as that. We'll have so much fun together. At least I will.